Very good afternoon, friends. I, Rajesh Asudani Raqeeb, welcome you to this episode of Through Literary Lens. In this episode, friends, we have our own Dr. Vinod Asudani with us as usual, but he's not as usual. I mean, today he's not going to discuss any literary piece or any literary work, but he is going to recite one of his very well-known poems which figures in his collection of English poetry called Penumbra, about which we have already spoken, and you know about Dr. Vinod Asudani. Also, he has published not less than 34 books in various genres, and he is a polyglot and he is well versed in many subjects, including sociology, history, literature, philosophy, and whatnot. So today, not only he will recite one of his poems, but then we will be in conversation with him to elucidate its finer aspects. So, Dr. Saab, welcome.
Thank you very much, Rajesh ji, for inviting me to discuss on my own poem with you, and I am sure you are going to illustrate the hidden layers of my poems for the better understanding of our listeners and viewers. Thank you very much, Rajesh ji. Before we shall proceed to discuss the poem, I would like to read it for the audiences. The title of the poem is At 26.
Oh, wonderful. The title itself, provokes us to imagine a lot of things. I mean, what to expect, what, I don't know. But at 26.
At 26.
Yeah.
Who sang songs of Sweet 16 were half-wits?
Mm-hmm.
Who sang songs of Sweet 16 were half-wits? They knew not Nim's nicety at 26.
Oh.
Who sang songs of Sweet 16 were half-wits? They knew not Nim's nicety at 26.
Mm-hmm.
May mermaid's magical magnificence remain fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Forever I wish she should remain at 26.
Oh.
Gone are turbulent storm and stress of teenage. Gone are turbulent storm and stress of teenage. Light of wisdom makes her lovelier than sage.
Mm-hmm.
26 confers upon her magnanimity of mind. Now she knows harmony of heart to be kind.
Mm-hmm.
Of this number, Aristotle understood significance.
Mm-hmm.
Poetics confined to 26 made sense.
Okay.
On this day, people full freedom did proclaim. India became republic on this day same.
Yeah.
This number is special for country's history. Only great and wise understand its mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Moon makes movement in 26 days. It makes her behave in most wavering way. So never be of 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
26 is sweet, say sage and seers.
Yeah.
Exams, anxieties, amorous affairs no more. This age is filled with pure passion to the core.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, just to hear this poem, Vinodji, really affects us in a different way. I would call that this is a different poem rather than the usual poems we hear about many things. So this outwardly, though it seems that okay, I mean at 26, but how well you have brought out the charm of the age of 26 in anybody's life, particularly in the life of one's beloved.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yes, and before we shall come back to the content of the poem, I would like to tell our audiences that when you look at the style of this poem, it comes very close to metaphysical poetry.
Yes, John Donne,
another poets of the metaphysical school, they take a point, right, and then devote the entire poem to prove that point.
Like an argument.
It's an argument.
They argue a point, and in a fashion of a lawyer, right?
Exactly. So here I have taken the point that
when the beloved is 26,
she is most beautiful,
most alluring, most adorable,
and in order to prove the value and significance of the age 26, the rest of the poem is devoted.
Yes. And the second thing about the metaphysical poets was that they seem to connect apparently unconnected things.
Yeah, and that is also true in this poem.
Yes, definitely. So it is in the metaphysical vein, we should say, this poem itself.
So newness is striking in the metaphysical poetry. So here you will also find that in order to prove the significance of 26, I have drawn upon the unknown sources. For example, Aristotle's Poetics.
Yes, and they are from the Indian Constitution.
Yes,
adoption of the Indian Constitution, Declaration of the Full Freedom. All those things you have marshaled in support of the mystical significance of the number 26.
Because 26, why it is important? India became republic on the day 26
January, when the constitution was adopted.
And a great man like Aristotle, he confined his poetics to the 26 chapters. So there must be some magical, mysterious
and even being a lawyer, I should say the constitution itself was adopted by the Constituent Assembly on 26 November.
Yes, 1949.
Right? And again 26 January 1930. India declared full independence.
Full independence.
Swaraj.
This in a metaphysical vein, I have tried to establish the significance of the number 26.
Particularly Aristotle's Poetics, Vinodji.
Yes.
It's a very wonderful work on the literary criticism. Also, the idea of poetry, the idea of tragedy, and in the whole of the literary criticism, as you often say, that nobody has been able to improve upon Aristotle's formulation of these
what he has
subjects.
said about poetry, we can say that the definition of the poetry, nobody has been able to improve upon that.
We have separately discussed it also.
Exactly.
So his Poetics is of 26 chapters. So
this
must contain some significance.
Exactly. So this is it's not an ordinary love poem, but when the poet admires his beloved when she's at 26, and he emphasizes the value of this age, because usually the poets sing songs of
teenage,
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16. In the first line you have dismissed, in the very first line,
they were half-wits.
They were half-wits who are singing the praises of Sweet 16, right?
That means the love at 16, as people say, that's really beautiful, attractive, but after all, that is immature age. You cannot understand the person fully, right? Because intellectually the people are neither the lover nor the beloved are intellectually mature. So poet says, love at the 26 and singing the glorious songs of 2016 they are of no value, but poet gives value to the number 26 when she turned 26.
And in the teenage of the 16 you have called it, so maybe it's skin deep love.
Yes.
Even Plato in his dialogues, he says about love when he quotes Socrates, who quotes an earlier philosopher, that first rung of the stair of love is the bodily love, physical love. Then the second is towards the personality, towards the soul. But at 16, you really can't expect to climb on the second rung.
And I have said that at when she has turned 26, the storm and stress of the teenage is over. Now she is mature, intellectual,
calm and composed age. You imagine a girl of 26 or a boy of 26. They are, they have acquired their own identity, as Erik Erikson also holds it.
Yes.
After the adolescence, after the confusion of identity versus role confusion, one gets to identity as well as intimacy simultaneously.
Right. One of the the tasks of the 20s and 30s, Erickson points out that it is isolation versus intimacy,
as well as the fixation of one's identity, confirmation of one's identity.
Exactly.
Right?
So it is the right time when you can be really intimate with someone, and you can really test the true love, or the flavor of the love comes to the full fruition at the 26.
And socially also, whatever you say, it matters. A 16-year-old boy or girl, whatever they promise, it's all ephemeral.
And
right?
again, if I say that if the person wants to, people who are in love, if they want to enter into a permanent relationship like that of marriage or so, people do not go for it at the age of 16 or 17. It's at the 26. Around 26.
By
right?
26, you have come into yourself, as we can call it. Right?
And the interesting aspect of this poem is poet wants that she should always remain at 26.
Yeah, this is
important.
This is like Alice in Wonderland, Yes. Always tea party at 6.
Forever I
right?
wish she should remain at 26. Because the maturity, the physical charm, right? Even the physical beauty, visual beauty, and the intellectual powers, they are at the peak. And that's why the poet wants that she should always remain at 26. So this is a poetic sense, right? But he says that the light of wisdom makes
maybe
her
the vivacity
than...
and the maturity and the vivacity of 26 should be kept alive throughout life, right?
Yes.
Because otherwise then the disillusionment and the degeneration, everything sets in.
Even biologically, from your 30s, right, your skin begins to shade off that glow and glitter. And your bones begin to weaken, right? And even the charm of bodily charm of any girl, it begins to decline when she is in 30s. So these are the hard realities. So if you look from that angle, still poet wants that she should be beautiful, she should be attractive as she is at 26.
And then moon is also brought in. Except the new moon and full moon days, if you take them out, then 26.
Yes.
It's a wavered behavior. Like, it's associated with moon. The moon is the symbolism of, some fluctuations in the behavior and like it.
Again, so very indirectly in the style of a Browning, right? The poet is trying to point out the wavering nature of the girl as well.
Correct. So in this symbolic way, and you are relating to the number 26, and you are mystifying the number 26, but at the same time expressing the real advantages of the age of 26. I remember Amrita Pritam.
Yes.
She was in favor of 16, right?
Yes.
She says 16th year, if you do not live 16th year as it should be lived, it will manifest in all the remaining years of your life. But here you have taken the stand of 26.
Yeah, I want that if you do not live the year 26, that means you have not really tested the life.
Yeah.
So because I have even mentioned the practical advantages, exams, anxieties,
all
those
those
affairs, no more.
Nothing. You have come out of all. You
This
survived
age
them all.
is filled with pure passion to the core.
Correct. So that enthusiasm is there. And the eagerness for the world is still there at 26. Like Hindu mythology, though, the Rishi Putras, they wanted to be only 5 years old forever.
Yes.
So here, in a way, you are saying that.
And
no,
again, I
26.
would like to bring in the ancient Indian wisdom as well. If you look at
ashrama
system.
I was saying that this is the beginning of Grasthashram.
Exactly.
25 years is Brahmacharya Ashram.
Ashram. You are permitted to enter the Grasthashram at the age of 26.
26th year is important.
That's very important.
You
because
are now ready for the world.
Our rishis also understood the importance that one should remain celibate till the age of 25. So now she is 26. So it's the right time, right? It's a ripened time, right, that she can go for the love affair.
Correct. So in this way, the poem, breaks new grounds. It reverberates at very many levels. So again, I would like to, all of us would like to hear the poem in the new perceptions, in the perspectives.
Thank you, Rajesh, for asking me to recite the poem again. And I believe that now the listeners would be in a better position after your explanations, right, to grasp the meaning of this poem. Who sang songs of sweet 16 were half-wits? They knew not nymph's nicety at 26. May mermaids' magical magnificence remain fixed. Forever I wish she should remain at 26. Gone are turbulence, storm and stress of teenage. Light of wisdom makes her lovelier than sage. 26 confers upon her magnanimity of the mind. Now she knows harmony of heart to be kind.
Yeah.
Of this number Aristotle understood significance. Poetics confined to 26 makes sense. On this day people full freedom did proclaim. India became the republic on the day same. This number is special for country's history. Only great and wise understand its mystery. Moon makes movement in 26 days. It makes her behave in most wavering way. So never be of 26 years. 26 is sweet, say sage and seers. Exams, anxieties, amorous affairs, no more. This age filled with pure passion to the core.
Wow, wonderful, Vinodji. We have really enjoyed and understood the poem in new dimensions after this discussion. So thank you again for your time and your comments on your own poem and the discussion about it. And we hope to hear many more poems from you in the future as well. So
Thank you, Rajesh ji,
you.
for giving me this opportunity to recite my poem for our listeners and audiences. Thank you all, and we wait for your comments so that they will keep us
Motivated.
motivated.
Thank you.
Thank you.